Hello.
Well,
Hi, Grandma. I am all ears, and I want to hear everything you can tell me about the 1926 tornado, I think it's the La Plata tornado. What do you remember?
while I was sitting on the floor and crying probably as the wind was whipping around and the linoleum on the kitchen floor was blowing around, lifting
Oh,
up.
my.
I mean, not inches high, but moving. And my mom had gone down to check on her chickens to see that they were safely in their hen house, in the chicken house. And so when she did that, I was sitting there on the floor alone in the kitchen, but I know my grandma was there someplace. And so we didn't get the brunt of it, but we had a heavy rain. And in the front yard of the house, ended up being full of water. Now that had to be, it didn't have anything on the sides to hold it in. It just rained and water. Yeah. And we had planks of wood floating out there from some other area because there was writing on the plank that that happened to be blown out there. So, of course, my dad knew where it came from. And then there was a small schoolhouse in La Plata. And the children were in school. And after that terrible storm, the schoolhouse must have been lifted, whatever. Because
yeah, I read a news article about it. I read it in the newspaper. It picked up the whole schoolhouse with the teacher and the children inside.
Yeah. Did it say what happened to the children?
I remember that one child fell out into a tree and died.
Well, there was more than that. I said the children were blown into the tree. Now, and so I don't know how many children blown into the tree, because maybe that person, one child was into the tree. I saw a report one time that the bodies of the children were found into the tree. So what the actual number was, I have no idea. I have not seen it, except bodies of the children. So, and I have no idea how many children were in the school. Maybe 6, maybe more. This is a farming community, and I have no idea about how many.
How far away is La Plata from Brandywine?
From what? From La Plata?
Yeah, or from the Cross Farm. How far away is La Plata?
Oh, I don't know, 30 miles maybe.
Oh,
maybe
okay.
Not quite so much.
What happened to I imagine that would have blown down some buildings around you.
Well,
Did your neighbors?
Oh, I don't know. I
Uh-huh.
don't know. I
Wow.
didn't know, and when I got to be older, it was not all that much news anymore. You know, you're talking to a 3-year-old.
Sure. Aunt Linda says you were holding on to the radiator. Do you remember that?
I know that is not true. We didn't have a radiator.
So what did you hold on to for safety?
I don't know. I just remember sitting there on the floor.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't blowing me. That is erroneous, because it gives you a bad idea, because it looks like now the thing is blowing me up and I'm standing there hanging on to the radiator. A 3-year-old, no, and we didn't have radiated heat for years.
Oh.
We had no
Did you
such
have
things as a
storm
radiator.
shelter? Where was the storm shelter? How, why didn't you go in the basement?
Maybe I didn't have a basement.
Oh.
I don't think we had a basement.
Huh.
We didn't have a basement because I remember them digging a basement. And I don't know how old I was.
Uh-huh.
That's not much of a story. I just know that I could see the linoleum moving, and I was sitting on the kitchen floor, and I was crying. And Mom was nowhere to be seen. She'd gone to check on the chickens. And I know my grandmother was around, because Mom would never have left me in the house by myself. She might be in a different room.
Was Dad out on the farm somewhere?
I have no idea what my father was doing. Yeah, they're trying to get a story, I know.
Yeah,
but
I am.
Yes, I know. But I was certainly not holding on to a radiator. I told Linda that the other day. I said, Linda, we didn't even have radiators. I don't know whether it was in, high school or somewhere. I don't remember all those things. Now, you stop and think back till you were 10 years old. What kind of what were your mom and dad doing at that time?
I don't know.
What kind of car were they having? And you just have cars.
Yeah.
It's just a thing.
Well, your memory is exceptional. So you are not the norm. You remember extreme details that the average person just cannot. So you are not the norm. I don't remember. I just remember one single time being on the farm and thinking I was going to teach the kittens how to swim. And so I got in a wash tub or something with the kittens, and they didn't swim very well. They just, went down. And I think it was Aunt Marla, or maybe, who came running out screaming, no, no, no. And she had to scoop the little kittens, babies. She had to scoop them out of the water because I was going to kill them all. Oh.
I know your imaginative mind goes all around the world.
I did hear a story about Grandma Hattie. Grandma Hattie drowned one of your kittens. or tried to drown one of your kittens. Do you remember that?
Tell me that again.
Grandma Hattie Cross, she drowned one of your kittens, or she tried to. Do you remember?
My kittens. Oh, I had a favorite kitten. And I called her Blackie, of course. This black one had a white face, a white marking on her face. And we had a lot of kittens, lots of cats.
Too many, I guess.
We had it. I had it on the farm when I was little. It was my kitten. And my grandmother could reach that kitten, and she was putting kittens in buckets of water and drowning them. Yeah, throw them out on the hillside. And but she drowned my kitten, and I grabbed my kitten, but I also was so mad, and so and my kitten lived. She
good.
hadn't gotten it completely drowned, but we had wood piles. Now, you had to have wood for the wood stove, and I picked up one of those things and I threw it at my grandmother. That very nice thing to do. So grandmother, in all her happiness, she went around to where Mom was picking vegetables and said, Alberta, your daughter threw wood at me. And Mom said, she did. What did you do to her? So then she told my grandmother, of all the cats that are there, just because you could reach that one and didn't run away, to see I had her all petted and gentle. Then she put that one in the bucket. So grandmother got told off a little bit. And I felt rewarded for throwing the wood at her.
Oh my goodness.
But we had pets. I never had a dog too much, not as a pet, just a kitten.
Right. It seems like the animals, whatever animals on the farm, just serve their purpose.
Well, we had horses, had cows, we had calves. Cows had calves. So I did not make pets of any calves. They were bigger than me. And I didn't have pets of a little horse, a little colt either. I didn't ride horses. They were farm horses, and they were not pets. They worked. And,
right.
I don't think any of the boys, my own children, I don't think they did much with horses. I know not calves. They'd have to be there when a calf was born to see little ones. So just the horses and the dogs. Nothing spectacular. Pictures of the boys laying on a swing on the front porch with kittens on them, sound asleep along with them. But no, we were there for a couple of weeks, and every day was a big day, and they work. He
Right.
worked in the tobacco field. They had places to go and have fun.
Right.
But essentially it was a work time. So
I forgot to ask you, and I think you're the best person to ask, but who are the Kerners in Ohio?
Oh, they were friends that their mother and father came out every winter to Glendale.
Uh-huh.
I did not know them. They came out to be away from the cold in Ohio. And we called them Grandma and Grandpa. The children did. And
So they're snowbirds? Did they go to the Methodist Church in Glendale?
Grandma and Grandpa Krill did, because they were here for the winter. And they would have, toward the end of their years there, the children, their own children would, one family would drive them out and the other one would come back and get them back home. Now the Kerners, so their children, Grandma Krill says, I want you to come by on your way and stop by and meet the family. So one time we did. I had a family in Winchester, Indiana, and I used to stop there to see an aunt. And this is one time we stopped to see the Kerners. So the Kerners had two brothers that married two sisters. And the Kerners' children were about the same age. So every summer then we started stopping by, and so Kerners and Deckers became very good friends. And they were still friends after about at least 60 years ago.
That's impressive. Okay, I love you. I'll talk to you later.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.